Hello all, and welcome to the next video here in the Onion Man's Rooftop Two-Headed Cow Caravan of Treasure. Sometimes barred. The streak continues. I almost messed it up there, but it continues. And we are back with some Spider-Man Marvel Legends figures. These are specifically from the No Way Home kind of retro card line. I know it's like technically a Spider-Man retro card line, but I picked up the Andrew Garfield Amazing Spider-Man and the Tobey Maguire Sam Raimi Spider-Man. I actually have the Tom Holland in the upgraded suit. This one right here. I just need to. I'm gonna get. Or I already have another Spider-Man figure. I have the Far From Home one. I'm gonna do a head swap where I can put the Tom Holland head on the upgraded suit body, and then that's gonna be my Spider-Man display. Essentially, the three Spider-Men. So yeah, it's weird. I was expecting this wave to be a little bit more, random, but they did pretty well with it. I know I've seen Sandman and the Matt Murdock at Walmart. I haven't seen any of the Spider-Man. I'm not really interested in Sandman. I think he's one of the weaker of all the Spider-Man villains that we've seen in live action so far. And that Matt Murdock figure looks rough. I don't know why they gave Charlie Cox like a poofy face, but he just there's something up with that figure. These look pretty decent for what they are, so kind of glad to have them. And yeah, we're just going to kind of go from here. I will say a couple of things about these figures as I open them, and we'll talk about it. But yeah, they look good. I'm going to do the Andrew Garfield one first. As far as who's my favorite Spider-Man, man, that's rough. I've been asked that recently, talking to friends and stuff, because I don't think I've ever stated my opinion on Spider-Man. I am a Spider-Man fan. I do not love Spider-Man the same way other people do. Like, I don't go out of my way to get Spider-Man comics, but I am a Spider-Man fan, and when there's a good Spider-Man story, I enjoy reading it. Man. I don't know. I feel kind of personality-wise and fit, Tom Holland might be the best one. Only because he still looks like a teenager. Like, by the time Tobey Maguire plays Spider-Man, he doesn't look like a high school 18-year-old graduating and going to college. He looks like a grown-ass 30-something-year-old man. And Andrew Garfield, to me, almost looked too good as Spider-Man, like too pretty. Like, here's Spider-Man, the GQ model. Also, I know there's people who love the Spider-Man 2 outfit, the Amazing Spider-Man 2 outfit. I still don't get why he like, if you go back and watch that movie, there's times in that movie where he tries to have this weird, dumb New York accent, and it does not work. So I feel like we have yet to have the perfect Spider-Man. I don't know why. It feels like, you can sit there and say, like, Robert Downey Jr. is the perfect Iron Man, or Chris Hemsworth is a perfect Thor. In my opinion, I don't know if those are true or not. Yes, they are the most iconic people to take on those roles, for sure, especially, like, as being some of the only one. I know Thor's been live action before, if you go back and watch that old Incredible Hulk show with Lou Ferrigno. But yeah, it's hard for me to say because I think they're all kind of at fault. I think Tom Holland plays the part well, but the writing has not always been the best for him. I think Tobey Maguire had the right writing, but maybe a little zony. I don't know, like spacey at times. And then Garfield probably had the best look, but not the best writing. I don't know. It's weird. I don't think we've had a perfect Spider-Man yet, live action wise. It's hard to find somebody who's like perfect in a role. Like, they can never be replaced, right? Like, out of all the live action Marvel stuff, the only person I've ever seen where I'm like, I don't know if you can ever replace that person now. There's probably a few if I really think hard about it. The first one that comes to mind is Chris Hemsworth as Steve Rogers. I don't think you could ever replace Hemsworth, or not. Wow, I don't know why I said that. Chris Evans as Captain America, as Steve Rogers. For whatever reason, I just don't think you can ever replace Evans as Captain America. Like, I feel like that's going to be super hard to do over time. I'm glad they went the route of making Falcon the new Captain America, and letting Sam Wilson have that role. I think that's way better than trying to recast a Captain America. And it fits with what the comics kind of did over time anyway. I don't know. It's hard. I grew up more so with the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, but I can appreciate the look of the Andrew Garfield one. but I can also appreciate the actual teenager aspect of the Tom Holland one. So it's weird. I will say probably out of all of them, my favorite overall performance is Tobey Maguire in No Way Home. I felt like him as an older, wiser Peter Parker was awesome. I think that's probably the best live action performance is him as old man Peter. Essentially kind of like the Peter B. Parker of the No Way Home movie. So yeah, we're going to save Toby for last, that being said, and go with the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man first. Here you have this. Pretty cool. I'm hoping we do get some of the other villains from the movie. I know we're already getting Doc Ock, and I have over here on the sidelines the Green Goblin. I'm not going to be opening that up today. That'll probably be like the next video or two. But I definitely want... I already have the Doc Ock pre-ordered. I think we're supposed to be getting a Jamie Foxx Electro, right? I think that'd be kind of cool. I'm surprised we didn't get a Build-A-Figure wave of these, with like Lizard being the... with Dr. Connors being the Build-A-Figure. I'm actually kind of shocked by that. These are these retro cards that can be kind of hard to get out of the packages. I've learned if you tear from the bottom, it makes them way easier. As far as villains in the MCU go, like Spider-Man-centric villains, ooh, that's kind of rough because I know the love for Willem Dafoe's Norman Osborn is big, as well as Alfred Molina's Doc Ock. Even though Ock was more of the tragic villain, as opposed to like the evil nature of Norman Osborn coming out. I'm not gonna lie, like Jake Gyllenhaal's Mysterio, his Quentin Beck is amazing. Like that might be my favorite one. Alternate hands for our Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. They look pretty good. They are not molded like the rest of the suit. No, they're smooth. No, maybe not. They are molded. Oh! So the webbing is molded on the hands. That's nice. I didn't think they were at first. We obviously have the masked head. That is not what... He's got the big, like, kind of comic book style eyes. I think that's why so many people like the outfit of this Spider-Man. In terms of live action, it was probably the most accurate. With, like, the dark webbing lines and the big eyes. Because the Amazing Spider-Man 1 suit was trash. With, like, the yellow eyes and sneakers. I don't get it. But looks pretty good. I actually probably won't pose these guys with their masks on. I like the idea of them being maskless and talking like the Statue of Liberty scene. He's like, my back. Andrew Garfield wasn't, but he's like, say it with me. You are amazing. It's a good movie. I think it might be one of Marvel's last movies. Like, that's probably like the last truly great movie. Not counting shows, because Loki season 2 is great. But it's probably like the last truly great movie. I would say their last overall good movie was probably Black Panther 2. Yeah, I think Black Panther Wakanda Forever was the last good one, whereas No Way Home was probably the last great one. Yeah. I think that's a fair way to put it. And here we go. He's got that updated articulation we've seen with some of these Spider-Man figures, where like they have more of a waist crunch and a torso swivel. So you get a lot of extra articulation out of it. The fill on the suit is really interesting. Like, it's actually textured with the little bumps, as you can see. Yeah, really good. You actually have the little individual slots for, he's the only, or not the only one, but he actually makes his web and everything. He's got the butterfly joints. He is completely pinless, which is nice. I think it's a solid Andrew Garfield likeness. It looks a little untouched. Like it could use some touching up. It looks a little bland. Like, I can tell it's Andrew Garfield, but it's lacking some detail in my opinion. Maybe like just some extra detail to bring out some of the wrinkles in the forehead and on the face, and I think it would be a lot better. But for what it is, it's solid. It's okay. I do like that they fixed Spider-Man's feet here, so they look a little bit more accurate. For whatever reason, a lot of Spider-Man figures have feet that look way too big, and he stands really well, so good. Here, I'm going to give you an example of that right here, because this figure suffers from it as well. I have the retro card symbiote Spider-Man, and I don't know why. Like, this figure looks great, and then you get down, and he's got these giant ass feet, like these Humberto Ramos feet, and you're not gonna. A lot of you are not gonna like what I'm about to say. Ramos. Uh, I don't enjoy his work. I've never been a fan of Ramos's Spider-Man work. I think it's too goofy and too Gumby. Like everybody's Mr. Fantastic in a Humberto Ramos comic book. Uh, like, think about it. Like really. Anyway, his feet are like massive, and like all the Spider-Man figures are that way. Spider-Man 2099 Miguel O'Hara was that way on the retro card. The Amazing Spider-Man we got on the retro card was that way. All of them. I can appreciate that we finally got normal-sized feet for this Spider-Man figure, and I know it's a live-action one, so that's probably why. But it is what it is. Anyways, for the Andrew Garfield one, yeah, he looks good. He's got all that articulation, butterfly joints. Everything looks really good. I'm trying to keep focus here. It keeps going out of focus. The spider symbol on the back being red. The one on the front is black. Yeah, other than maybe the head sculpt needing more detail, which if you're good with customs, that wouldn't be too hard to do. I'm going to give Andrew Garfield a thumbs up. So that being said, let's go ahead and move on here to Tobey Maguire. It's funny. The Andrew Garfield one specifically says Amazing Spider-Man 2. Whereas this one actually says No Way Home. But I would actually go on to argue that this is not a No Way Home Tobey Maguire. This looks more like first movie Tobey Maguire. This is like still young Toby. Let's get him open. Fun fact, collecting tip for all of you, keep a trash bag next to you at all times, or at least a trash can. I keep a pretty big trash bag next to me because when I do unboxings, I film them in bulk, and it's easy for me to just lean over, throw the stuff away, take the trash can out to the dumpster, call it good. We have his alternate hands. His are the web slinging hands, and they are also like textured. You can feel the webbing on them. Really nice. I dropped one. Where'd it go? Where did it go? It was here. Oh, there it is. Okay. We have his alternate head. I've seen a lot of people saying that they actually don't like this masked look from him. I don't know why. I think it looks pretty solid. But it is what it is. I'm not going to display him with the mask on. I'm going to prefer to do it with the mask off. Get him all straightened out here. He's got a hand. It looks like a wall crawl hand. I'll show you that in a minute. That's actually kind of cool. We need more Spider-Man figures with that. And here we go. He looks decent. I won't lie, from a distance, his head looks kind of big. But overall, I think it's okay. Yeah, I think the head is a little big. Look at that. Like from that angle, especially, his neck looks skinny. Anyway, he looks solid for what he is, though. He's got the same articulation, same butterfly joints, everything's there. You can feel the texturing of his suit as well. All the lines, black symbol on the front, red symbol on the back. It's funny how similar so many of these Spider-Man costumes actually are in hindsight. Normal size feet, that's nice. My only real complaint with this figure, to be honest, is much like the Andrew Garfield one, I feel like we're lacking some detail on this head sculpt. Like, it's clearly Tobey Maguire, but I feel like they could have done a little bit better on this head sculpt. I also don't think it looks much like old man Tobey Maguire. I would have preferred like a little bit of gray hair in here, maybe flattened out the hair, shortened it a bit, because this to me looks more like the first or second movie, and we need more old man Tobey Maguire. But it is what it is. This is what I meant by his hand. He comes with like a wall crawl hand. We need more of these with Spider-Man figures. Those would be awesome to have. Do some figure photography with, like he's, like crawling on the wall. Yeah. Overall, though, I think it's a solid figure. Stands well. No, he doesn't. Hold on. Yeah, he does. Okay, fair enough. Had to fix his feet a little bit, and then he did. There we go. But yeah, I think they're solid for what they are. they're not perfect. I know some of the fan complaints about these were with the head sculpts. I think overall the suits look fine. I like the design of the suits. The texturing on them feels really nice. The mastheads look pretty good in my opinion. I just wish there was a little bit more detail on the actual maskless head sculpts. And yeah, I feel like a lot of the figures we've gotten recently have had such great head sculpts that these ones being a little off hurts them a lot. Because Marvel Legends, like in the past year or so, has been really nailing it really well with head sculpts. And updated figures getting new head sculpts. And these ones are a little bit more on the lower end of that scale. But I think they're cool for what they are. I might look into seeing if I can find a custom head for this Toby. I want like a more old man Tobey Maguire head. So I might try to look for that and, you know, see what I can find. If anybody knows anybody who does really good customs for Marvel Legends like that, let me know. And I will look those guys up. But overall, I'm going to give both figures a thumbs up. I think these are good for what they are. You know, I do think the head sculpts are lacking a little bit, but other than that, I think they're good. I think they're fine, and I think they'll look good with the maskless Tom Holland and the upgraded suit, and you got yourself a good No Way Home little lineup there. I actually prefer getting these like this, and then getting that Tom Holland head separate to go on the upgraded suit head body, than that 3-pack that came out, because I don't think that 3-pack came with alternate heads, did it? It didn't come with maskless heads. I think they only had the masks. So that has Hasbro Pulse exclusive one. Either way, glad to have these. Yeah. I never thought I'd be saying my favorite Spider-Man was old man Tobey Maguire. Like, I think he did a great job. It was fun. But that's it for this video. If you like this video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. You do not have to if you not want to, but as always, I appreciate anybody who does. And I will catch you guys in the next video.